Welcome to my home. Good to see you. Take off my glasses, it's going to be dark inside. Come in. Let me tell you something about this tree. It had nothing to do with me, it was my designer. By the way, the house is designed 2/3 by her and 1/3 by me. This tree, I give her the complete credit. Let me take you somewhere else. This is my conservatory. I always wanted a certain area in my house to have very high ceilings with waterfalls, with greenery. So as you can see there's a lot of waterfalls and there's a waterfall there and I've covered it with a lot of greenery. I also wanted it very bright. So I kept it the roof opening kind of thing, like I can make it like a German beer garden party whenever I feel like. This house is inspired by the resorts of Banyan Tree, by my love for Armani. When I was a designer of fabrics, I was into Armani fabrics and the colors inspired me. And lastly, there was a fantastic designer, Japanese, who designed a lot of wonderful projects in the world. And believe it or not, the name is Super Potato, and that's the book I saw. And his theory of life, of interior design, is to bring the outside in. So if you see there, basically the mountains, they've cut the mountains and then they have stuck it there. So this is a granite mountain. You actually chop the front. Earlier they used to throw it away. Today it is 10 times the price, the front of the mountain, thanks to one designer called Super Potato. This is all the front of the granite mountain. A lot of inspiration for Buddhas. If you look here, this is a sleeping Buddha. If you look out, there is the big Buddha outside right at the entrance. If you see in the tree of life, there is a little Buddha right in the middle of the tree. This particular conservatory is, let me tell you the background. There's a wonderful friend of mine called Rebecca Gernon, a company called Serendipity, which is now based out of Ireland. Earlier she was in Dubai. She designed, I would say, 2/3 of the house. I designed 1/3. So there were no fixed roles. Sometimes I would do the macro, she would do the micro, and sometimes I would reverse the whole thing. But mostly I was mostly macro, because I'm not very good at macro. This particular bar is designed by me. It's almost, or you can say 90% designed by me. But a whole lot of other things by Rebecca all the way. This was 2 logs I saw in Jadaf. I went to Jadaf, I saw 2 logs, I chose the logs, and we straightened them out and we stuck them together, then we polished them, and this is what you get, the dining table. So this was again Rebecca's idea. This chair is entirely designed by me. The coloring here, since there was a burgundy, you can see the burgundy going there, so every little detailing we took care of. One thing about this house, the detailing is, nothing was left as it is. No, everything, there was a thought process behind it. You know, the whole concept of sitting down and sitting formally, I think it's over. People like high tables, people like more casual things. So voila, I made this bar. Now, or the nightclub. Now, the question is, I could easily have made a huge nightclub. I said no, because I'll get bored of one area, and also, if I make a huge nightclub, I got to have hundreds of people. I didn't want that. So what I did, I made a nice, reasonably big size nightclub, which I broke down into 3 parts. One is very kind of Tuscany. You will see that it's a very Tuscany nightclub. This is, you can see the ceiling is Provence, a lot of influence from Irish pubs, colors, the Irish barrels, and different eclectic mixes of usually European influences. The last room is a combination of Armani colors with just one Versace kind of logo. Very understated, because Versace is very bright, right? But I love the Medusa. 2 influences in my house which are very, very strong. Motifs rather. One, the Buddha, which you see all over, and the other one is the Medusa, which is from Versace. I'm not a big fan of Versace, but I love the Medusa, so combine the 2. So this is my den, and this is one of the areas where I got very confused with the colors. And then usually is used in the afternoons when we get up in the morning to have a coffee or tea. Get out from my bedroom, which is there, and come here and sit down. It's nice and bright. So I decided to have a very happy color, which is kind of a yellowish and a slight tinge of light green combination, and neutralized by the grays. So if you see a lot of grays at all, because these colors are very strong, so even if they are pastel colors, but they are strong. And I love sitting here because the feeling is very vibrant and very refreshing, very invigorating, I would say, in the afternoon and in the morning. This is my sitting area for entertaining my guests, because there's another area which is my favorite. I hardly ever use this. So you can see the views from here. Now this is the favorite part of my house. This is my bedroom. And this is where I spend a lot of time when I'm not sleeping. This is my spot with my legs spreading there, right there, okay? Now the story is when everybody in Emirates would stop their house here, I wanted to spread it longer. Why? Because I put a carpet of grass there and it merges with the grass on the 18th hole by view of eye line. So I wanted to get up and have a feeling that I'm sleeping on the middle of the 18th hole. So this is my area where I almost sprawl the whole day, except when I'm exercising, which is rare. Now, if you look there, you'll see this, the whole framework covered by greenery and bougainvillea. So this is my Mediterranean garden. Trust me, this was the deadest area in the house. Nobody had ever set foot here. I'm so happy with this because this is a labor of love. It was, when you have an area, you just make it good, it's easy. But when you have a dodgy area, which is the worst area of the house, you convert it into the best. That's the most difficult part. So I'm so glad that more than everybody else, I have been very satisfied with this. This is the last project in my house until I destroy something else and make it again. But as of now, this area with the creepers on the huge pergola, for me this is paradise. I enjoy a lot out here on the 18th hole. What else can you ask for? Thank you.